Before we begin, remember to like and subscribe, as your support is really appreciated. I also want to give thanks to Predator Q's, Talm Chalk, and Kamui Tips. Without them, these videos wouldn't be possible.
Philly Fingers here, playing Short Rack 8-Ball. It's simply a game of 8-Ball, but only using 9 balls, 4 solids, 4 stripes, and the 8-Ball placed in the middle of a 9-ball rack. I will be playing 5 games against the Ghost with alternating breaks. Since I made a ball on the break, I get to continue shooting. I will be choosing stripes and attempting to run out. Now the 8-Ball rules are the same rules you play even if you were using 15 balls. No differences, no changes. You can stick to whatever 8-Ball rules you're comfortable with, whether they're APA, BCA, or any house rules. They will all apply. Again, the only real difference is that we're changing the number of balls. And why are we doing this? Why play with a shorter rack? For no other reason than just to move the game along. Many times when using 15 balls in a full rack, you will break, you'll get a lot of clusters, some problem areas. The game can become a very long and tedious match. A lot of defensive battles, and so on. By using a shorter rack, we eliminate all that. We have faster matches, more runouts, quicker gameplay. The games don't drag on as they used to. So as you can see here, I go through the stripes relatively quickly, and I'm now in position to make the 8-Ball in the side pocket. By making the 8 in the side, I now take a 1-0 lead. Now in game 2, the Ghost will break. And as the Ghost breaks, he comes up dry. And this shows you a very important thing, that in this game, especially with less balls on the table, the break is everything. If you break dry, there's a strong possibility that your opponent will come back to the table and run out on you. Remember, with a short rack, there's only 5 balls that need to be pocketed to win the game. That's not to say that this game is all just about offense. There will be times where you will have to play defense. Times where you don't have a good shot or you get snookered. So there is still some defense to the game. But more often than not, it's a fast, quick-paced offensive game that we're looking at. I also want to point out that as I'm playing here on a 9-foot table, the table that you play on also makes a big difference. Short rack 8-Ball on a bar box is really fast and really easy. Making the 8-Ball in the corner now gives me a 2-0 lead, and we now move on to game 3. While breaking in game 3, I make 2 solids on the break, which puts me in perfect position for a run out, seeing as how I only need to make 3 more balls to win the game. That said, I'm obviously going to choose solids, and I'll make the 4 in the corner pocket, leaving myself with good shape for the 2-ball. As I walk around for the 2, this rack is very straightforward. I'm just going to pocket the 2 in the corner, come off the rail, and be in line for the 8 in the side. And just like that, you can see how quickly you can break and run in this game. Now, by hitting the 8 in the side pocket, I will have a 3-0 lead going into game 4. Game 4, once again the Ghost will break, and once again the Ghost has come up dry. I can't stress enough how this game, just like all other games, are so predicated on having a strong break. Without a reliable break where you can pocket a ball, you're going to run the risk of having your opponent come to the table and possibly run out on you. So as I run out the rack here, another thing to think about is another good example of when to play a short rack race is when you're playing with lower skill levels. How many times have you seen a match with, let's say, a skill level 2 or perhaps a skill level 3, and they're battling it out with using 15 balls, and the match is taking forever because, again, of all the clusters, of all the problem areas, where if you had those lower level players play a short rack race, the game would be a lot easier for them and a lot smoother. Now as I make the 8-Ball in the corner, the score is now 4-0, and we move on to game 5. Now in game 5, I break and I come up dry. So this will give the ghost an opportunity to run out and possibly get on the scoreboard. And just like before, because there's so few balls and they're spread so wide, this is pretty much an open table. So now I will attempt to make the 12 in the side pocket and start my run. So as I run out these balls here, I want you to think of another thing. The game of 9-ball, which is very, very popular, and it's all the craze, is basically just a shorter version of a game called 15-ball, or rotation. Rotation was just basically replaced by 9-ball only due to the speed. It was a faster, quicker, money game. Well, I could see the same thing happening with short rack 8-ball. Why can't it become the next quicker, faster game to play? Now that said, I do admit short rack 8-ball is a lot easier than 9-ball. 9-ball, you do have to worry about all 9 balls. At the very least, give it a try and see what you think. I'd be curious to know. So that's my take on short rack 8-ball. Till next time.